Okay, ladies and gents, welcome live to Bruce by the Lead video podcast. This is our very first live video feed. I'm joined here by Roger Kennedy of Lethal Photography.
Pleasure.
Awesome, dude. So you're the very first kind of live guest that we've got.
Oh, I'm delighted. It's an honour to be here for it. No
Fantastic.
one else can ever say they were on the first shot.
Well, this is it. This is it. So are you as nervous as I am?
I don't do nerves.
Okay. Just make me feel a lot worse there.
Okay,
now.
I'm exceptionally nervous.
Yeah, okay, right, fair enough. So we don't know how this is going to work out, guys. Like we've been doing the audio podcast there for the last 2 weeks, and I kind of sat down with Ant O'Brien from Generic People Media Productions, and I just said, you've done some work with Ant as well, and
yeah.
You know, he's an encyclopedia of knowledge about all this kind of stuff, and we just said, is there any chance we could take this live? And I was thinking live audio, and he was like, well, why don't you just go video live? I was like, can we do that? And he's like, why not? So here we are, just like maybe 10 days later, not even 10 days, 8 days later, and we're live, and it's really exciting, very nerve-wracking, and we just want to give a massive shout out to the lads from Generic People Media Productions. So Ronan and Ant, they're actually behind camera right now, so you guys can't see them. We're staring at them. They're actually butt naked, so it makes it very hard for us to do our job. But yeah, so thanks a million, lads, for all the input. And if anybody's out there looking for staging, lighting, anything to do with DJ, audio production, video production, film production, make sure you get in touch with these guys. They know what they're doing, and they're doing a phenomenal job. So just to give you a quick recap of what's coming up in this episode today, we're going to do a quick news round. Myself and Roger are going to kind of spitball on a few news items, and then I've asked Roger to bring in some of his favourite photographs he's taken down through the years, and he's gonna give us a glimpse as to like the backstory behind each of these photographs. So that'll be really interesting. Some cracking shots. I have a couple of interviews done. Earlier on, I had Irisney Lima from George Santos, BJJ Cork. He was in me earlier. I pre-recorded an interview with him, so I'm going to play that for you later on. And we're doing a segment. Actually, we have John Kelly from Spartan Thai. He's on his way from Ballincollig at the moment, so hopefully he'll be joining us live on set here, and we'll be talking a little bit about his CMAP nomination for Hall of Fame. So that'll be cool. And then we have a little video on Techers of the Week. So doing a bit of a spin kick on the Hulk.
Okay.
You see how that goes.
I've got a famous video as well.
Remember that's right,
holding pads for you.
Oh, we should have thought of that. Could have played that at the same time.
That in. Hey, well. That's for the future.
Yeah. So next week, and then we have a bit of a competition for you guys later on. So maybe a chance for you guys to win some prizes. So, without further ado, I think we'll go to news round. I don't know if we have. Do we have a graphic? I don't know. Do we have a graphic? Oh, we have a graphic. Awesome. Oh, we're looking over here. We're looking here. We're looking over here. So we've got two cameras. It's very, very fancy, Roger. I don't know if we can keep up with all this technology at all. So, news round.
Okay.
There was a bunch of lads at the Europeans this week. The IBJJF European Championships was on in Lisbon in Portugal. So I think you know a couple of the fighters that were over there. You're familiar with Rosa Walsh and Ben Judge, aren't you?
Yeah, I know Rosa and Ben. They're both becoming kind of staple features on the MMA scene in Ireland as well.
Yeah.
I know Rosa was on the same show that I was on myself, and I've been watching Rosa, a lot over the last couple of years. Do you remember she came to John Kavanagh's seminar?
Yeah.
I actually have a photograph of her landing an armbar on John Kavanagh.
I remember that photograph.
Yeah, she's kind of one to be. To be honest, I haven't seen Ben fight a lot. I've seen Rosa fight, and she looks the part,
Yeah, no, it's a serious future in front of her. I didn't get a chance to talk. I was meant to talk to Ben and earlier on today. I didn't get a chance to ring him. Sorry, Ben. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and we'll get this interview done, and we'll get you covering the Echo this week. But just from Rosa's her own Facebook page, she said that she had a heartbreaking loss today by an advantage to the eventual silver medalist. Unfortunately, didn't fight the way I can, but loads to work off from it. Last time I ever don't cut weight for a BJJ competition, as I was struggling with my strength also against the bigger girls. Huge thanks and sorry to everyone who helped me to get here. I'd be lost without you. And she's in the sub-only competition next in Ireland, and in next international competition is the Rome Open and the European No-Gi. So,
would a lot of the fighters cut much weight in the BJJ competitions?
They do, yeah. Like it's a different style weight cut to the MMA. The MMA one is more extreme, but definitely you see a lot of jiu-jitsu competitors cutting weight, and particularly because they have to weigh in the gi as well. So that's an extra 2 kilos you have to get down, or a kilo and a half depending on the style of gi you're wearing. So yeah, there is a bit of weight cutting there, right?
I wonder, is there a hangover from the way that the weigh-ins have changed to the same day with the amateurs for MMA? I wonder, is there a hangover that she's so used to fighting on the MMA scene now, and she's not dropping weight much for the MMA? I wonder, is there a little bit of a factor there?
Yeah,
kind of a cross-competition factor, perhaps.
Yeah, well, I'll have a chat with them.
It's only something she can answer herself, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. The lads from BJJ Cork were over there as well. Again, I meant to get in touch with Peter Wisniewski from Dragon BJJ. He's under the Pedro Bessa team. He has his own gym over, sharing a gym with Spartan in Ballincollig, and he managed to get the silver medal in the brown belt division. So that's a huge achievement there. Some top names in that bracket. I saw Wayne Fagan on the podium as well. Wayne Fagan is from G1 in Dublin. He's another one of the Irish brown belts. So that's a stacked division there, and he did very, very well.
BJJ Cork are making a name for themselves, aren't they?
Oh well, they've been the name in jiu-jitsu for such a long time, and now with Aaron and Jack and the lads, for the MMA, they're really pushing on. Just kind of taking off the BJJ Cork page there, they had 8 competitors in total who travelled from Cork to Lisbon. Liam, Peter, Frank, Rory, Julian, Guillaume, Rad, Daniel and Alexi. A great effort competing with the best in experience gained. Well done to all competed. Well done to Peter, who achieved silver as he submitted his way to the finals. That's Peter Wisniewski that I think that post probably went up from Liam Beechner. So, and I know Liam competed himself as well. So another great showing from that crew. Who else was at? Galera was at it. Galera is actually from Bandon. He's one of the interviews from later on. So I'm going to let him tell his side of the story. So we leave that one there, and watch out for the Evening Echo on Thursday, guys. I'm going to have a full review on all the results from all the different clubs that were at it. K1 show in Drogheda, you saw some of those videos, didn't you?
I did. Again, Declan, but it seems to have put on top-notch show again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw the fights. Some of the decisions looked iffy.
Yeah.
Like we're here to talk about it. There's no point in beating around the bush.
So we're talking about the Full Power K1 show in Drogheda there in O'Rahilly's GA club there in Drogheda, and there was 6 SPG Cork fighters on the card. Roger wasn't there, but he watched back the videos.
I know it's very easy to say that there's iffy calls when you're watching fighters that you want to win, because you're seeing everything that they're doing in a kind of a more positive light. But yeah, I've sat back and I tried to watch it as a neutral, and I just thought one or two of the results were, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if they win or lose.
Yeah, no, it didn't matter to me at all. Like as coach heading up, as I said to them on the way back down, I'd rather they lost and performed the way they did, rather than perform badly and win, because all 6 of them put on a phenomenal performance. They fought out of their skin. Like Faye was from bell to bell. She was like Rocky Balboa, just marching forwards and just throwing bombs. Owen Chandley had a cracking match. He was up against a stronger Muay Thai opponent, and it was the clinch that caught him. But for the style he's coming from Taekwondo, and he's transitioned very, very well to full contact martial arts. A few more small adjustments, and he's gonna really kind of become very strong in that division. Who else was in the junior section there? We had Avenue Farah's anger management. It wouldn't be an Avenue fight if he didn't break some rule. He picked up his opponent in the last round and slammed him into the canvas. To be fair, he probably should have been disqualified. I don't know if you saw that part.
I did see it, but I think I wonder, a lot of the fighters must find that hard as well, Joe, because he trains in so many disciplines, and he do stuff instinctively. Now I know he has to be in charge of what he's doing in whatever fight he's in. But this kind of shows the depth of training that a lot of the younger lads are doing. He's training in every single discipline, and it was a boo-boo he made.
Yeah.
I know that happened in boxing as well not long ago.
Some fella went for a flying armbar or something like that.
No, it was actually literally, who was it again? I forget. They literally lifted your man up and ran across the ring with him, and he was disqualified. But, but I was happy for Abinu as well, because in his last couple of fights he was disappointed after him, and he's a tough kid. Like,
he works so hard. He listens to no one, but he works so hard.
He's a nice kid as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
so you kind of like
himself and Fufa. They're an absolute pleasure to have around the gym. They're so respectful. I know Avondale gets in trouble in school, but like once he comes in the door here in the gym, he's just good as gold, and he's very supportive of everybody else in the gym. Who else was on the card was we had Patrick Lehan. First time he fought for SBG. He's got a boxing. He fights out of Spartan Boxing Club outside, and man, he had some fight.
His fight was amazing.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah. It was called a majority draw, wasn't it?
It was a draw because he lost the first 2 rounds because he wasn't pushing the pace. He just left the other guy come at him. But as soon as he kind of put his foot to the mat or to the floor, he just took your man out in the 3rd round.
10 more seconds at the end, and the fight was over.
Oh yeah. He was revving up to go back at him, and then the bell went.
You could see the disappointment. He's like, "No, don't ring that bell."
Yeah, there's some phenomenal future in front of him. And then we had Eilish. I was telling you about Eilish earlier on. Eilish is coaching for the Wimpton Warrior here, and she was very nervous before this fight, and in the dressing rooms beforehand, she puked all over the place. She was just like, bleh, bleh. So I was like, oh Jesus Christ, she's not going to make it, And then we went down to the ring, got into the ring, stick on the gloves. I looked her dead in the eye, and I swear she would have jumped out a window if there was a window close. She would have jumped. She just she was so nervous. So I stood to the side, let the referee come in, check her gloves, the whole lot, and I was thinking to myself, right, what am I going to say to her to pull her back off the ledge here, because she's just going to bolt, And so I stood in front of her and said, look, think about it. If you were in my shoes now, and the Wimpton Warrior was standing in front of you, and this is the last thing you're going to say to them before they go in the ring, what would you say? And she just kind of, you could see her thinking in her head. She didn't answer me, but she had something thought of in her head, and she kind of calmed right down. And then she just went out and first exchange, she threw the first shot, got a couple of smacks. She gave a couple of smacks. And then she jumped up and down and started slapping her fists together as if to say, bring it on, bitch.
Yeah.
Then we were fighting. Then it was a scrap.
Yeah.
It was mental from there.
That was a good fight. I was just speaking to her there as well, and she was telling me how nervous she was, but I was just reassuring her. I know, I've got friends that have boxed as well for years and years. My cousin boxed for Ireland, and before every single fight, he'd get sick. Yeah. He never lost the nerves. They
don't go, that's the thing. And people who say they're not nervous before a fight, they're fucking lying.
Yeah,
that's it. They're lying. You're about to fight another human being. You've got to have some sort of nerves in you.
Your brain has to be saying you don't want to be hit. You don't want to be hit.
Yeah. I don't know.
Outside of SBG, didn't Johnny Jitsu, they got their first title?
Yeah. Paddy Wilkinson. What a fight. Paddy is some boxer. Man, his boxing was just on point. The other lad was kind of more of a Thai style, and Paddy was just throwing in bombs. His hands were heavy, and his bobbing and weaving, his head movement was really good. Yeah, it was a cracking fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Great for Johnny Jitsu as well. That's the first title of a fighter under him as well.
Yeah.
So Johnny's been around a long time. He deserves some success, and. He's gone back on the Viking set now in about 6 weeks' time, so he's growing a fresh beard. So that was good to see.
The fuck?
And Paul Healy fought as well. Paul had like a shot for shot spinning kick match with another guy from SBJ in Concord. I thought he was unlucky with his decision as well, but you can't complain. Yeah. The two of them knocked chunks out of each other. They had fun.
I think if he, like you said, they were going kind of kick for kick, but his boxing looked incredible.
Yeah.
If he focused on those punches were landing and they were hurting.
Yeah, and I think he left him off the hook a little bit.
There's a lot to come from him, and he's kicking up now for Cage Legacy. So
yeah, that's it. We're looking for a match at 70 kilos. So I think we might have something sorted. So we'll have an announcement on that one soon. So Bellator,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the hell? That kick. That
yeah,
knee. That
the
knee, I
the
should
flying
say.
knee. You're
Yeah.
talking about Paul Daly and
Paul Daly.
Brennan Ward.
It's frightening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even like the elbow. Everybody's talking about the knee. The elbow beforehand was.
Spinning elbow, yeah.
My God.
They played back in the instant replay. They played it back with the full sound, without the crowd sound. It was like hopping a hurley off a lamppost, you know. It was,
they done the same that time for Venom, didn't they, Mike?
Yeah.
Venom Page.
That was also Bellator.
Yeah.
What
So
what are they hitting?
Two English lads. Two English lads as well.
Yeah, yeah. And they look like they're going to be on a collision course at some point in the future.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah, but at least he didn't cave Brennan Ward's face in this time.
Did you see the picture though?
Yeah. Nasty cut.
Literally, he nearly took a chunk off his eye.
Yeah, it's like a moat on the side of his head. And what you think of Tito and Chael Sonnen?
Like a lot of before the fight, people were saying Chael or Tito, Chael or Tito. I picked Tito. Not that I picked him to win. I wanted him to win, because it was the end of his career, and also a lot of people love Chael. I sincerely dislike him.
I'm a huge Chael fan.
I don't know. I just he bugs me. I don't know why. Some people are for him. I don't know. He drives me
Did
crazy.
you see him coaching on The Ultimate Fighter?
He was good. He was good, but I don't know.
I got a huge respect from him around about the time of The Ultimate Fighter, and just the way that he handled his fighters and the way he kind of, just educated them on the game and the business, and he took Uriah Hall to the side and he said you're going to beat that dickhead someday, and he was pointing to Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't even talking about his own success. He was already pushing guys underneath him for their success. I just got a newfound respect for him. The Hulk is just passing there, giving us the bird. So thanks for that, Hulk.
Yeah, I don't know. He just rubbed me up the wrong way a couple of times, and then people get one or two chances with me. I'm like, I don't like him. I want him to lose.
And you had an interesting point as well about the difference between PJ Penn's kind of last hurrah and Tito Ortiz's last hurrah. Do you want to kind of?
Yeah, I suppose when I was looking at it, I kind of sat back and I was looking at it saying, UFC did not care about what BJ has done before. They put him in against a killer. This guy he's after winning 8-9 fights in a row, and BJ was up against, obviously BJ was in shape, but he was almost set up to fail. He wasn't being given any kind of token wins,
Yeah, he's fighting sharks kind of thing.
Whereas the two lads, they're both at the end of their career, really. I know that Bellator are holding on to Chael. They've just signed him, but I suppose they would have wanted him to win as well, because Tito's finished. They want Chael to be the one selling tickets, but
Chael's always going to sell tickets, though. To be fair,
he is going to sell tickets, but I think that they gave the two lads a chance against somebody on their own level to get a win, whereas BJ, UFC didn't care. They didn't respect what he's done. Obviously they're a machine, so they don't need to give him token wins, but it kind of did put Bellator and UFC on a kind of a...
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it until you said it, but I mean, definitely if you watch the post-fight interviews, the post-fight press conference, and Scott Coker turned to Tito Ortiz and literally just thanked him, and went on for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes and said, look, we've had a great relationship through Spike and through Bellator and the Ultimate Fighter and all this, and literally almost, it was like a eulogy. It was it was almost like the guy had just died, but yeah, he
it's cool. His kid put the gloves in the middle of the cage.
Yeah. Nice touch.
It was nice, and you know what, he has had a major career, so allow him to have his time.
Yeah, definitely. So our live. Oh, we're going to get you in a second, John. Chill out there. Our actual one of our guests is actually after arriving there, so that's cool. Let's jump onto your. We're going to go to the Lidl picks of the week. So I think this is going to become a regular. We're going to need some viewer input on this, guys. If you like this next slot, you need to let us know. If you let us know, we'll do it again. If you don't let us know, we're going to fire Roger.
Definitely say you like it.
So, if you're a Lethal fan, then make sure you get some comments on this. So I've asked Roger to for those of you who don't know, Roger's been a fight photographer since 2009, and he's caught some images of some of the greatest fighters in Ireland, and he caught the images long before they were famous, and Yeah, so I've asked him to bring in some, like, just three photographs that meant something to him, and just give us a little bit of background on the story. So I think, what's the first one we have up?
First one is actually of Connor. Of course, it has to be.
You're on first name terms with him now, yeah?
He's my mate, like, you know. No, first one is Conor McGregor. I guess for me, it was on Cage Warriors 47, I think. Cage Warriors 47. It was in the Helix in Dublin. It was his first world title against Dave Hill. It was my first time going on a kind of a big show, you know. So I had covered all the shows in GA halls and all this kind of stuff. And then it was my first time getting to... I think it was actually my first time even shooting a show outside of Cork. Show was completely stacked. People that would have been kind of known in Ireland at the time, but relatively unknown outside of here. I arrived at the venue. I was speaking to another photographer called Tommy Lakes, and at the time, as far as I know, Tommy was doing Conor's his Twitter feed. There was a bit of a buzz around about Conor at the time, saying, "Oh, this guy's amazing," and I had seen some of his previous stuff, and then when I arrived at the venue, I was talking to Tommy. Conor was inside warming up, and when I was watching him warming up, I was like, "Wow, this guy definitely is different." And as he walked out, I got a picture of him holding up the flag that actually went on to become famous. It was when he went to UFC, no sponsorship or anything like that. The only thing he had was the flag. So John has gone on and spoken about that, John Kavanagh. But yeah, that's the first picture.
Yeah.
Meant a lot for me. It was the very first picture as well that I ever got published outside of the Echo. It was on the News of the World.
Oh, cool.
So it was that was pretty cool.
So that was the defining moment in lethal photography, let alone Conor's
Yeah,
career. And he's sitting over your left shoulder as well. Did you notice
Yeah,
that?
I noticed.
He's fucking looking at you. You better not say anything bad about him.
I know.
So the second picture, what was the second picture you picked
Second
up?
picture is a picture of you're talking about John Kelly arriving there. Pictures it features Dommy Kelly and Paul Budden. It was for the Irish title. It was on the show that Derek O'Flynn put on in the bars, Battle of the Bars, and it was an incredible show. Small little hall, massive crowd there. This title fight obviously was built up, you know, young against old.
Yeah.
Paul was kind of coming. He was kind of had been on the scene for a very long time. You just mentioned Muay Thai in Cork, and Paul Budden would come to mind.
Yeah. He's one of the unsung heroes. He's just an absolute legend. Yeah.
And then Dommy Kelly is probably, for me, probably one of the most exciting young fighters.
Yeah.
Maybe
100%.
Definitely in Cork, but if not in Cork, you know, Ireland as well.
Ireland, yeah.
And the fight was it was amazing.
Bananas, yeah.
It was a superb fight. But the picture I chose is at the very end of it, where they embraced, and for me it was kind of Paul's recognition of what Dommy had just done, and him passing over the title to him and saying, you know, fair play to you, you done it. It was a nice touch at the end.
It's kind of a meeting of two generations and passing the torch.
And it rang through the venue, like, you know, everybody felt that on the night.
That was an awesome fight, definitely. So what was your third picture?
Third picture is featured last August. We were at the European camps up in headquarters, up in SPG Concord.
Hold on, no, don't be telling too many stories about that.
Can't be talking about the stories outside of it, but
what happens in camp stays in camp.
The picture features Keith Evans and Carl McCallig. For those that are looking at the picture now, Carl McCallig is the one on the floor.
Unfortunately, poor fucker.
If you can see in the background, Lara Byrne is outside the cage,
freaking
realising what's just happened. Bit of a backstory. I was up at the weigh-ins the day before, and Carl was finding it hard to make the weight, and Keith was just walking around the place knowing that he was going to win. It had been built up for so long. Carl McCallig is a superb fighter, probably again one of the best fights I ever saw in Cork, if not in Ireland, was him against Derek O'Flynn.
Yeah.
What an absolute war.
Yeah.
But yeah, the lads were going around the day before, and there was to and fro, and it had been going on for a long time. But you were saying, don't be telling stories. I was as hungover as I've ever been at an event, I think. And when I got this picture, even the minute, sometimes when you take a picture, the minute you take it, you know this is going to be amazing. When Donnie got pictures of Keith up on the side of the cage and all this kind of stuff, but yeah, I think it was. I think even in the picture you can see that Keith is surprised.
Yeah.
He's like, he has his hands raised, and he's I've just done this, but I think even he was thinking, I've just finished it here,
Yeah. It's actually it has that look of a kind of an iconic Muhammad Ali picture as well, where he's kind of standing over his latest knockout victim, and he's just kind of admiring his work.
Oh, it's for me. It's I'll never say it's the best, because I'll always aim to get better pictures, but it's one of the pictures that I'm sincerely proud of. So yeah, that's the tree for this week.
Awesome. There's the Lidl picks of the week. So let the viewers know there, how are they going to find these pictures online? What's your website and stuff?
I'm building a new website for Lidl alone. As you know, I would have had Leaside Through a Lens. So Lidl is actually Leaside Through a Lens broken down, and it's as Cork a word as you can get. Pure Lidl.
Pure Lidl by.
But yeah, at least Lidl Photography on Facebook is what I'm.
And that's just focused on your fight photography now, whereas your Leaside Through a Lens is.
Yeah, Leaside Through a Lens is for all the artsy stuff I'm going to be going at. But I kind of
babies and the weddings.
I'm moving away from that kind of stuff, to be honest. I took up photography to get into the sport stuff. I know I'm drifting back to stay at that. And
brilliant.
Yeah, it's going to become hopefully it's going to become a really, really well recognised brand in this country.
I'm sure it will. And just for the viewers, if you're going to comment and you're going to like this one, why not suggest a pic that you've seen from Lethal Photography and ask Roger to talk about it. Maybe you have a favourite pic of his that you want to hear him talk about and tell you the backstory of. So you got to get those comments in there. You can either comment on Lethal Photography's page, comment on Bruce Weatherly page, comment on Generic People's page. You have a lot of pages to go like there, people, okay? So get your thumbs out there, start liking them, okay? We're going to switch over to our interviews of the week next. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we might start with the Galera one. Will that give us time to kind of rearrange the set and stuff like that? Yeah. So roll it there, Roisin.
The fight was active. All the 5 minutes going forward and back in attack and defense, in attack and defense. The guys keep me busy.
So do you reckon that was the actual final?
That's like, I think sometimes competition is not fair because you get the best guys on first match and that can happen, you'll be out of the tournament.
Yeah.
I think these guys, like, I don't know who he is, but he would deserve a medal.
Yeah.
Like, that was the hardest fight I have.
And in the IPHF, maybe Borowski. Borowski's here actually as well, guys. Do you want to pop in around here? So Borowski's here as well. Do you know from the IPHF, do they do the seed where they put the two best guys on opposite sides of the bracket? No? Do you know how they...
No, I don't think they do that because they don't even know they have a time to do it. So many athletes, you know?
Yeah.
They just like do a draw and put them all the brackets.
Yeah.
Because definitely the third guys I fought was the best guys I fought in the European and this weekend.
Cool. All right, well, you got there. You got to the final. You got the gold. You have the gold right here. Do you want to show the...
There we go. There's the gold, the EBTJF.
So he's straight down to cash for gold after this interview, guys. So you'll see him down in Blackpool getting some cash for this. And almost another medal for the Absolute as well. So you wanted to mention a sponsor.
Yeah, my sponsor, I never did weights before. I think was boring stuff. And few lads from Bandon Strength Condition. They sponsor me with my physical train. I'm doing 3 sessions a week and I'm doing lifting weights and strength condition train. I was not much in weight, but those lads from Bandon, they're the strength condition train, push me to do weights, and now I start enjoying the weights and I start lift good amount of weight.
And do you find that it makes a difference in your
Make your posture, make your strong, and I now enjoy going to the gym and lift weights, you know.
I think once you get a good routine and once you enjoy it, you can stick with it. I
do sport for so many years, but I never did weights. Like my last 2 months, I'm doing weights, and I start enjoying, start getting addict. I'm looking forward to compete one CrossFit tournament.
Oh, cool! Yeah, that's mental.
I want you to compete on CrossFit just to see how those guys doing CrossFit tournament.
5,000 chin-ups and 2,000 push-ups and
see how I get on.
Yeah,
I will try this
crazy.
year.
So I was asking you just before we kind of started the interview, did you recognise any of the other Cork athletes over there? So you mentioned
Stuart
Dollery was
there. And I have one boy from Skibberey, Colin O'Regan, and he lost his first fight by advantage. Irina, one of my girls from Bandon, she got 3rd place on the adult roast. The female, she got 3rd place. Irina got 3rd place. And Julian, I saw Leon. and few guys from Pedro Bess. I'm sorry, I don't remember all their names, but the main time they was fighting, I was doing the referee course. I didn't follow their fight, but I hope everyone have done well.
Yeah. Yeah, I spoke to, I know Rosa and Ben were there as well, and Peter Wisniewski from Dragon BJJ. So I'll be talking to those guys later on today, so we'll get some more kind of, some more things
Info,
there.
the results.
So tell us about the gym and how people are going to get in touch with you, and if you want to give a shout out to Borowski's gym as well.
Yeah,
So tell us about two gyms.
My coach is Rodrigo Borowski. He have his own place in Blackpool. We have classes in the mornings and the evenings. You can check on their website, Coach. What's the Facebook page for your?
EIMAS.
EIMAS in Blackpool, and you can Google as well Rodrigo Borowski. You're gonna get his place on Facebook.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description of the
We
podcast.
appreciate.
Anyway. We'll stick it up online.
My schedule train, I get up at 5 in the morning. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I train weights Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And after weights, I drop my son in the crash and I head down to Cork and I train 10 to half 11, Monday, Wednesday, Friday with my coach, Rodrigo Borowski in Cork. And Wednesday, I have a day off during the week. I catch a train in the evening as well, but I only train 3 times a week.
Okay. Oh, you get good quality sessions in, so that's the important thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And my coach is a big inspiration for me, you know. Every time he's going back, he always fight back, and he always give me motivation to carry on. It's hard to talk about him to get the emotion because the guys inspire me so much. You know, like we are not 20, not 18 anymore. We have families, you have wife, and we do like this year I compete like maybe 14 tournaments. I got like good results. I compete as a dude in so many tournaments. That's like my coach inspired me so much, and I'm really proud of my coach.
Awesome. Well, you're only as good as your training partners. You know, you need a team around you. On the mat, you're on your own.
No, usually I have a rotate the partners. I have different partners. And like if I'm gonna mention everyone, I'm gonna forget. But special, like the ones that are dedicated. Like I was even laughing. I was competing the third guys. He was really strong opponent. And I remember one day I got tucked down in the gym by a 12-year-old girl. And like I was laughing when I get home. You know, she got me down with the takedown. And then I went the Europeans and the guy stand up in the guard and I did the same takedown. She applied me on the same fellow in the Europeans. Then I was laughing. You know, like everyone have help my train. Doesn't matter if they're weaker, stronger, bigger. You need to different type of bodies, different type of athletes, strong, weak, fast, and wherever they help you train. I was really glad to like see this girl. She helped me with my train because as soon as the guys stand up with me and then I have the takedown, and it was exactly the way she set up me back in the few days, months in the gym, you know.
Cool.
It was a really good. I enjoy every single, and I think every single partner train. As a partner train as well, I have a few guys outside of my club. I train regular. Julian from Pedro Bessa, sometimes we catch up and train. Stuart Dollar, we train so much often. And I even visit the fellows from your gym in Tralee. I have a few good friends there in Tralee. Like, I think everyone, and Kerry as well. I train with Shane Gavin there and Francis Gavin. Sometimes I travel there. And
The team Lagarde.
I train with those lads as well. I appreciate everyone. Like, I'm an open guy, and I appreciate everyone I come across and train. I was in holidays and Christmas in Holland for a week, and I managed to catch 3 sessions.
Awesome.
2 of jiu-jitsu and 1 of wrestling. And like everywhere I go, I make friends through the sport.
Cool. Excellent. So, again, congratulations on your success. I look forward to, you're going to have another busy year, I presume.
I'm gonna select few competition this year. Last year I traveled so many times. I did like London, Liverpool, Edinburgh, France, Spain. This year I'm gonna try to compete in bigger tournaments this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to go to Abu Dhabi or US. I'm gonna try to do something abroad or even Brazil. I'm gonna try to do maybe 4, maximum 4 tournaments, but biggest one.
Big ones.
And the ones local in Cork as well. I definitely compete to have fun as well.
Our focus this year is world champion.
World champion. Yeah.
To be a world champion.
Be a world champion.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to try to be the world champion. I'm going to train for that this year. Put all the energy and concentrate less tournament, but high tournaments like the world champion Abu Dhabi or US.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And
Thanks for having me.
congratulations again. And we look forward to
Thank
following
you.
your progress. And
Super. I will be trying my best and see how to get on.
excellent. Awesome.
Thanks, dude.
All right, so welcome back. Thanks a million there to Galair for that interview a little bit earlier. So I'm here live in studio, my first in studio guest for the interviews, Mr. John Kelly from Spartan Toy. John,
thanks Liam, thanks
a
for having me.
million for coming in. So John is here tonight to talk about his nomination for the CMAP Hall of Fame Inductee Award. So John, how does it feel to be nominated? We start with that.
Yeah, it's an honour, like, you know, to be fair, because like it's nice to be noticed for the work that you do, like, you know, and like there's a lot of other guys that do a lot of work as well, like, so like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the Hall of Fame award, it just kind of puts you up there with like who got it last year. Anthony Corker got it the last year. I think Martin Horgan is in there.
Seamus.
Ian Kingston. Yeah, Seamus got it. Ian Kingston got it before that. So like I know that award it's like we say in 50, 60 years time, who were the people around like this decade that really kind of meant something in the world of Cork martial arts. So you're in esteemed company there, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's congratulations on the nomination. If
you.
you win, I think it'd be fantastic. And you know, like, talk to us about the club and who you're representing with regards to the award, and it's just the Spartan club in general.
Yeah, like as I also like you say, like me and Seamus were there, like, and we're the coaches, but without the lads in the club, there's no club. You know, it's not just the two of us; it's a whole club thing. Like, you know, like we're representing every guy that trains in the club, and, you know, fighters and non-fighters too. Like, you know, a lot of guys don't fight, like, but they still come and support the club, like, you know.
Yeah, and just gonna talk about like you fought yourself. Like you fought in 2009, 2010. Would that be right?
Roughly, yeah, I would have been about that, yeah.
So and what made you get into the Muay Thai in the first place?
Well, what happened originally was I was into weight training and stuff, and I was training down in remember Valvi's gym.
Yeah, I know it well.
Timmy Hart was running
Timmy
it.
Hart's my godfather.
There you go now, small world. And I seen these two guys doing pads. Didn't know what Thai boxing was, and it was Martin and Seamus, like.
Oh, that was it. They had the room next door.
The room,
yeah.
Timmy used to be on the bike and stuff. So I went in and asked him, like, have you a club or what's the story, like? And they said come out to Ballincollig, we're starting Ballincollig Thai, and it all kind of kicked off from there, like.
That's right. That was before Siam Warriors was in Falvey's studio,
yes.
was it? Was it called Siam Warriors when it was in Ballincollig?
No, it was Ballincollig Thai.
Ballincollig Thai.
Yeah, it was Martin and Seamus well.
Fantastic. Yeah, and you talked about your weightlifting. You're actually a former Mr. Cork, isn't it?
No, Mr. Ireland.
Mr. Ireland?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
121. It's a long time ago now.
Yeah, and like, is it much of a switch from like weightlifting, bodybuilding to Muay Thai? Was there a different discipline to it, or is it just a different technique?
It's only more like more technique. Like, I wouldn't have been huge, so I didn't have to lose like 50, 60 kilos or something, you know, like, and I wasn't like 70, 80 stone, far from that, you know. So I wasn't that hard, like, you know. I always used, like, any sport I ever done, I always train hard, like, you know. That kind of mentality, you know. And I wasn't that hard, no.
And your younger brother Dami followed your footsteps into the Muay Thai scene as well, and he's had a cracking career so far. I know he's out with injury at the moment. Like, did he have any choice in the matter? Did you just drag him by the scruff of the neck into the gym, or?
Well, Dami was doing a bit in other clubs and stuff at the start, like, before I kind of started myself and Seamus, and he wasn't kind of getting nowhere, you know. He was still way overweight and this and that, and he said to me, I want to start training. I said, look, we can come training, no bother, like, but what happens in the club stays in the club. I will bust your ass, like, and I often had to chase him around the club, like, and there'd be a bit of bad feeling, but coming back to the road, it wouldn't be a problem, like. He knew the story and knocked off the weight and came out as champion.
And he had surgery recently on his knee, didn't he?
He did. He has done, I suppose, it's about 6 weeks on it's done, and he's flying.
He's doing okay?
Yeah.
Brilliant. It was a shame not to have him last year in 2016. I know he competed that one time where he put his knee out again, but
yeah,
I think Dami's one of the most exciting fighters to watch in this, like, in the last few years. I think his in particular, I noticed a huge difference. I think you started working as boxing with him with the noodles.
Oh yeah.
I said it to you at the time when he was fighting. There was a tremendous difference in his hand speed after that camp, and even when he's fighting, he's cutting angles and everything like that. And that's
well, if you can get on the wheelchair, you can get on anybody. That 45-degree angle.
And you have boxing previously as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I never boxed competition, but I was coaching for years.
Yeah.
I was qualified coach at about 16, I'd say roughly, and I had a club, myself and another guy, Barry Ashwood, had a club going ourselves, for a couple of years. Yeah.
What was the name of that club?
It was St Mary's.
Oh, very good.
In Hollyhill Youth Centre.
Okay.
And then we moved them with Procol Hall.
Yeah.
And that just didn't work out,
Yeah, it was like two clubs in the one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see how that would work.
We joined, it was still one name then, we joined forces, but it just didn't go away. It just didn't happen.
Yeah. I think it's always hard when you have two different groups trying to merge them. We've done it on a few occasions here. It just doesn't work, really, does it?
I think guys have their own ideas,
Yeah.
We'd have one idea, they might have another idea, and it doesn't work out
So tell me who's up and coming in the Spartan gym at the moment?
Well, we have Dave O'Neill next month, Mark McGarry, which is Alan's younger brother, and Steve. You might know Steve. He's his first name. He's a 90-kilo guy, big guy. He's fighting Dwayne Crowley.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, two big men
yeah. And Dwayne's got that taekwondo background, so
yeah. Steve's novice, but he'll be grand.
Yeah.
We won't give away too much.
I've no doubt, man. I've no doubt. Like anyone who comes out of that Spartan gym is tough as nails. So.
Yeah, they train hard. In fairness, they do. They put a big effort in it.
And just on the CMAP Awards again, you're in the same category as let me get this right now, Mr. Anthony Corkery, who's the godfather of Cork Muay Thai, and also Mr.
Crockett.
Jim Crockett.
Yeah.
Who. Believe it or not, I actually spoke to Jim only on Friday. I interviewed him because in 2016 it's the 50th anniversary of when he got his black belt.
I know.
That's mental.
Some achievement, yeah.
That's absolutely mental. So yeah, again, you're an esteemed company there, and that's a phenomenal category. So I just spoke about Jim, but give us you're involved in the Muay Thai world. Give us some background on Anthony Corkery.
He's half mad, but
only half.
Yeah. Anthony's been around a long time, I can remember when Anthony was down in Shannon Street in the OKC,
Yeah.
I never trained with him. It'd be more on Seamus and Martin, that or kind of He's produced a lot of good fighters over there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and even himself getting in the ring there was last year or the year before.
Was it 49 or 50 or
50 something? I'd say
50 something.
Could be close to 60, I'd say.
And there was a head kick. There was a couple of head kicks thrown in that fight and all.
Oh, Anthony's flexibility wouldn't be a problem,
Yeah, he's mental.
He'd be showing young for us up,
Yeah, and he got he got he got a lifetime. I think it was the Lifetime Achievement Award he got a couple of years ago.
He did, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
So again, another an absolute legend in the Cork martial arts scene. So
it's a tough category,
It's a tough category. I don't know, Jesus, John. I don't know. Would Paddy Power give us odds now on this one? What would happen? So yeah. Again, thanks for being the first guest, the first live studio guest in the podcast. Hopefully, this will be shared by all the Spartan lads. Now they'll comment and they'll slag you off.
I have more warned,
definitely. And thanks a million. I wish you the best of luck in the category. Hopefully you'll win, or I'll be there on the night, and we'll hear your big acceptance speech, and you'll come up with more stories.
Yeah, no bother. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks a million
for
coming
having me, Liam.
Excellent. So guys, we're going to go to I believe we have Techers of the Week. So this is a new slot as well. Again, if you like these slots, you need to tell us. You need to comment on the podcast. Let us know that you want to keep this slot, or let us know that you want to bin this slot. So Technique of the Week, I think we have a little bit of a graphic there. I'm not sure if we got a graphic. We have a graphic. I'm looking at Ant and Ronan here. There we go. We have a thumbs up. So we have a graphic coming on here, and enjoy Technique of the Week. Let us know what you think. Okay guys, Technique of the Week. So I'm going to focus on a technique that we know in karate as Ushiro Ura Mawashigiri. If you're not a karate person, you'll know that as a spinning wheel kick. it breaks my heart to see this one done a little bit wrong by people who don't study one of the traditional arts, or if you don't do capoeira, or if if you just kind of watch kung fu movies and have a crack off it. There's a few ways that you can do it. So I'm going to show you the karate way. Capoeira way is cool, very effective, very, very strong. It takes a little bit longer to come up, so there's a bit more of a telegraph with it. So the karate way tends to be, or taekwondo, whichever way, it doesn't really matter. It tends to be just a little bit kind of more compact. You would have seen Edson Barbosa pull it off against Terry Etam. Just very kind of compact, nice and tight spin, body staying upright, and the kick flicks past. Okay, so there's a couple of different things that you need to do in order to drill for this. Okay, so I'm going to go against the wall here and show you the drill that I do for this. So the thing about the standing leg is that, let's say I start from here and my target is across here, so I'm going to be kicking this way. Okay, now just take the second half, okay, where you're kicking. The leg you stand on must be pointing in that direction, go opposite to the kicker. And even after you spin, your leg doesn't go beyond that point. So I start with my leg pointing in this direction, and as I spin halfway around, it doesn't go any further than that. Even though the rest of my body is going to go, that doesn't go any further. And that's what gives me the hip position. I get one hip directly over the other, and I get this little balance here, and I can hit back with my heel. Okay? So I'm going to go from here, spin, look, pick up my knee, extend, and bend backwards. Right, that picking up the knee is very important to keep it compact. If you go with your leg in a straight line all the way, that's the capoeira style. Again, very effective, but a little bit more of a wind-up. So this is the drill that I would practice if I was trying to perfect this technique. Stand here, looking over your shoulder, knee, side kick, bend back, down, up. So like this. And do 30, 40 reps, day after day after day. Get very, very comfortable at picking your leg up in that format, okay? Then start from here, do the spin, stop, then do the kick, and then as you get better, and as you go at it, you just pick it up full speed. Go here, go. And no matter how fast you go, that standing leg does not turn any further than 180. You see like that stays. Okay. Boom. Okay. So yeah, that's the kick. Again, watch the video of Terry Etam. Edson Barbosa, Terry Etam. Very, very clean knockout, one of the best knockouts in UFC history. And you'll see that it was nice and compact like this. Check out the capoeira versions as well. Also very, very strong. I'll throw up a video of that as well. And any questions, comment. Make sure like and subscribe, Bruce by the Lee, and we'll see you next week. Blank at the end. Okay, so we're actually on now. Okay. This happens to Gabe Byrne all the time where he comes back online and actually didn't know he was going to be back online. So we're back live, lads. We didn't expect to be back live so soon. We thought we'd another 30 seconds. But however, look, hopefully you enjoyed the technique of the week. Again, let us know. We need to see these comments. We're going to be wrapping up here pretty shortly. So we're going to do a competition. All right. So next week we're going to give a prize away. So I'm going to let Roger describe what the prize is. As my guest this week, he's actually putting forward a prize. So what are you going to do?
That picture we put up with Connor earlier, I'll print and frame it. So if anybody shares this video and says what they enjoyed about the Bruce by the Lee podcast, we'll pick a winner over
absolutely. There. So this is what you got to do, guys. You gotta make a video. You gotta give us a shout out on the Bruce by the Lee podcast, and you gotta do some sort of cool martial arts technique. Now that could be a flying armbar. It could be like a rear naked choke. It could be a kata if you're into, or a pattern if you're a taekwondo person. If you don't know martial arts at all,
they can pretend to know.
Yeah, just do your best Bruce Lee impression. There you go. Do your best Bruce Lee noise. send that video or tag that video to brucebydeley.com. We'll pick the best one out for next week, and a framed print of the lethal photography picture that we saw earlier of Conor McGregor will be on its way to you. So make sure you get those in. So that's pretty much it. That's it for us, guys. We're going to sign off. So again, I want to thank Roger for coming in. So
Thanks
thank you
very much for having me.
Not a bother at all, bud. I want to thank John Kelly for making his way all the way over from Ballincollig. I think it was a really great interview, and a well-deserved nomination. Thanks to Generic People Media Productions for producing the set tonight. Thanks to Fight Store Pro Media for allowing us to use some of their video clips a little bit earlier when we were talking about the K1 show. If you want to see all those clips and you want to get some cool gear as well, go to fightstorepromedia.ie and check out their stuff. Thanks to Galera for popping in earlier on, and Borowski for doing that interview, and thanks for everybody for watching. And
thanks to yourself for coming
thanks
up with the whole concept.
Thanks to me. I agree.
Yeah, you deserve thanks.
So that's it, guys. We're going to wrap it up from here. So make sure you comment, get in those viewer submissions, and we'll see you all next week.